Yep.
So after waking up to some great weather and exploring Smith's Creek, we headed straight to Broken Bay and shook out the sails. We had about 15 to 20 knots from the south, which can make it a bit fluky in the bay, but nothing was going to stop us. The best spots to sail in these conditions are at the mouth of the Hawkesbury and of course Pittwater, which acts as a funnel accelerating that southerly through. It can be a lot of fun.
I let it go. Yep. I may have a bit of rope burn.
You okay?
Yeah, it's not bleeding.
Well, we didn't quite make it all the way up to Pittwater as we had that little mishap with the jib sheet, so we decided to sail back up to Smith's Creek. Okay, E, so what happened?
I have a minor injury from an embarrassing jib sheet incident. I didn't quite have a good grip on it nor lock it in time, and it slipped out and the jib kind of went flying, and as it pulled the rope it went past my leg and did this to me.
We were tacking in about probably 18 knots of wind, so yeah, the jib did let go pretty quickly.
Both jib sheets tangled into each other and we managed in the end. I'll be right.
You'll mend.
Now we're in Stingray Bay. It's our third night and this is just off Smith's Creek. We also stayed in just off Smith's Creek last night in Snapper Rock Bay, which is just over the mountain. And after having so much rain on Wednesday and Thursday, both bays have their own waterfalls now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It looks really similar to the other bay as well, so yeah, it's a good spot, this one.
Just quiet, nice. Full of trees, birds, eagles.
Yeah.
Watching an eagle on the trees with the binoculars earlier. I guess that makes us bird watchers. Yikes. But this is a really nice spot.
It's gorgeous.
Obviously,
yeah.
We're kind of out of the wind. There's a bit of a southerly this afternoon, about 25 knots. So, but this should be good for the night. We've got chicken tagine on the stove. About to have dinner, and we'll be stuffed tonight. So, it'll be an early night, I reckon.
Early night, early morning.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Bye. So we quickly found ourselves settling into our new boat life routine, mooring around 4 o'clock, exercising or relaxing for a bit with a cocktail, then on with dinner. Collapsing into bed usually occurs around 8:30, 9 o'clock. The next morning we set out to pick up Emma's Aunt Jackie from Cottage Point. We used the pontoon at the kiosk, which you're technically not supposed to do as it's considered for customers only, but the state of the public wharf meant we didn't want to go near it in the inflatable tender. While Em was on the pickup run, I hung back to watch one of the more unusual things about this waterway, the Sydney Seaplanes. It's a service that runs between Rose Bay in Sydney and Pittwater/Cowan Creek. It delivers passengers to some of the very nice restaurants in the area, then picks them up after a long lunch for a quick trip back down the coast. With the pickup done, we headed back out Cowan Creek for Refuge Bay. We wanted to visit the grand waterfall and the sandy beach that appears at low tide. Refuge has got to be one of the biggest meeting spots in all of Cowan Creek. There are literally hundreds of moorings, and it's where all the massive powerboats come to raft up and get together for barbecues and beers. On a day like today, it's pumping. First off, we decided to head into the bush and climb to the top of the waterfall. I'd seen some pictures of rock pools on the cliff top, so we wanted to check them out. It's an intermediate walk with no clearly labelled path. There's also some climbing sections which are a bit tricky. It's also wise to pay attention so you can find your way back down. After a 20-minute walk and climb, you get one of the best views of the bay. You also get to check your boat's still there. We head back from the bay to find the creek that supplies the waterfall. There's plenty of running water due to the recent rain, so we explore for a bit and stop for a drink.
Thanks, Tom.
After that, we set off to find the rock pools. Along the way, there's some great sandstone art created by the wind and the rain, as well as some pretty deep caves.
We left her on the beach. Refuge Bay rock pool. These two are pretty deep. Oh, take the finger out. this one. Made it.
So
So what?
After the climb, it was time for a swim and to check out the waterfall from the other end.
Well, they've got a lily pad thing.
I know, I love those lily pads.
Are they easy to stay on?
The wind was still southerly and only about 10 knots, but we thought we'd get a sail in before we had to drop Jackie off at Cottage Point. See ya.
Saturday afternoon and we're looking for a mooring for a place to stay tonight. We just checked out 2 bays in Smiths Creek and they were all taken, and hopefully we'll find one in Castle Lagoon or Pinta Bay, and then Refuge Bay will be our last resort if we can't find another one.
don't leave it till 4 o'clock on a Saturday to find a mooring. We had to drop someone off, so we didn't really have a choice, but yes, they fill up pretty quick on the weekends.
We'll find something. Castle Lagoon moorings are taken. A houseboat has seemingly tried to come straight at us, very close to us, twice. And a seaplane came and landed. It was coming straight at us, and at the last minute I had to turn and go between us and the houseboat. It looked awesome, but I didn't have my camera out in time to film it. And Ben is still trying to work out what this houseboat is doing. So he's concentrating hard on that.
No, it's alright,
Here's the houseboat,
going
I'll
in
show
a
you.
different direction now.
So this is America Bay. Refuge Bay is just over to the left. There are plenty of moorings in both Refuge and America, but very few public moorings. We don't get many good sunset views in the bays that we've stayed at in Cowan Creek. So we're looking forward to this sun going down. We've got the GoPro going for a time lapse. So after we dropped someone off at Castle...
Cottage Point. Everything's castles and cottages up here.
I don't know anymore.
No. Look, it was just a bit stressful finding somewhere to bloody moor the boat. We dropped someone off at Cottage Point, and I think we've been around half of Pittwater in the last 2 hours trying to find somewhere. But we're moored in America Bay, which we've done for the first time.
Yeah, I haven't been here before and it's really nice.
I mean,
right
we've been
next
to
to-
Refuge, which is literally around the corner.
Yeah.
But you know, there's too many massive motor yachts. They're all rafted up.
I saw
having
7
parties.
sets of boats rafted up
It's
against each
crazy.
other.
Yeah.
And one of them that were 3 boats had 11 tenders next to it, pulled up to it.
But anyway, this is what we do when we are finally safely moored. It's wine and cheese time.
Yes.
Good morning. You right?
I'm good.
It's Sunday morning. We slept in today because it was raining this morning a bit and it was just quite nice. Last day, so we have to head back to Pittwater, which will be fine. I think it's about 15-20 knots today. The swell is really low, so that will be good. So we should be able to get the sails up. It's a southerly. Yeah, so we should be able to sail back into Pittwater, which will be nice. It's still a bit grey. You might be able to see. So yeah, we'll have breakfast, won't we? Yogurt again. And I don't know, think of something to do for a few hours before we sail back. So that's it. We're just heading back into Bayview now. Return the boat. It's been a great 5 days. We've had all kinds of weather. We had a great sail today back into Pittwater. Unfortunately, we can't show you much of it because the memory card and the GoPro ran out. Anyway, but as you can see, there are tons of sailboats out today. It's a great southerly. Everyone had their spinnakers flying. It was pretty cool to watch. So that's us on our way home.